What is up, guys? So today we're doing a review on the Olight M2T Warrior. This light is an amazing light, especially if you get it at a good deal. So let's get into this review and see what it's all about. Okay, so after unpackaging the light, it's typical box. You get the light itself with the clip on it, and then you get this box here. Well, all your stuff is underneath this little pull tab, so you pull it down and then you get your sheath, and then you get your instructions on what it's about, how to use it and that stuff. So first off, let's talk about the sheath a little bit. So the sheath itself is pretty good quality. Actually, it's really good quality. It looks like it's abrasion resistant with this webbing that it has on it. So when you open it up from the back side, you have this Velcro little tab here that could go on a belt loop. So you don't have to fish it through the belt loop. You just put your belt through here, fold it over, and then fold it the second time, and then it grips. And then you also have this little D-ring here. It's plastic, but the light doesn't weigh a lot, so I mean, you could pull on it and it's pretty good. But this you can hang off a backpack or wherever you need to hang it, even off of like one of those S-beaners or G clips. So you could clip it on like that and hang it off of whatever it is you have. At the bottom it has a drainage hole so it doesn't build up water, so this is waterproof. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it does have the drainage hole. What they did was they cauterized it, so they burned a hole and it cauterized the center. This might be laser cut. Same thing with the top, so depending if you have it upside down, sideways, whatever, it's gonna get rid of the water as you walk or wherever you have this mounted. So that's pretty cool. Also inside you get the little lanyard, so it says Olight, and this thing right here has a little it looks like a cotter pin, so if you could see that, it's like a little mini cotter pin. Basically what it is wire that's bent into a cotter pin style, and that allows you to fish it through the tail cap really easily. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that. Usually they just give you this piece right here and make you fish it through yourself. This is like a neoprene type material here, so it's really soft and spongy, and then it has some stretch to it, and then you get this locking lanyard portion right here where you can just slide it up and down. So before we actually take a actual look at the light, what we're going to end up doing is running through its features. So first impressions on the light, it's a very nice quality light. You can feel the weight to it. The actual housing, the aluminum housing, is really thick for its size and the type of light that it is. Most of the Chinese lights or the cheaper in lights that you would buy on Amazon will have a really thin structure as far as the tube and the tail cap is concerned, or they may not have the nicer button on the tail cap, and every time you push it you'll hear a click. In this case, that's not it. Okay, so you have the lanyard mounting point. Okay, you have this blue bezel with these serrations around the bezel in, and it has an orange peel reflector in there. Okay, all the specs I'll probably post in this video in the beginning, so if you want to look at the main specs, that'll be a visual for you. So they got the branding there. You have a button here and the tail cap button. So this button here allows you to go through the modes, and this button is your turbo button, and it's also your strobe and your full on button for turbo mode. So you have this belt clip here that attaches to a hat also. So it's a deep belt clip, so you could put your bill of your hat all the way up to here, slide it in from this way, and you could also, there's a lot of retention on here, so it's hard to take off, but if you apply enough force here, you could pop this clip out and you could flip it to this side. So if you want to carry it in your pocket, deep conceal carry, you could use this portion of the clip to face the bezel down, or you could leave it like this and still clip it in your pocket with this side with the bezel down, but it won't be as deep because this one's made to utilize your hat's bill. You can also carry it bezel side up. It's totally preference. So for the modes, okay, so before we get started, you gotta unscrew it here. Okay, so they got a marking or branding of the positive side. It does have a O-ring right there, and these are the contact points. You got to pull this out, and as you can see, they have a machining around that crest right there, that diameter. That's pretty cool. So you could see that they spent some quality time in that. I believe that's an O-ring maybe in there, or that might be separating two halves of the light, maybe for impact. I'm not quite sure. So if this ever got damaged, the internal portion wouldn't get damaged for your battery, or it could be to absorb shock when it's dropped. I'm sure someone who knows a little bit more about this light will chime in, but you could see that there's a gap right here all the way around. It doesn't go too deep though. I believe there's a recessed O-ring in there, but like I said, it could be for shock, and it could also be to seal the end. Also, you have this O-ring to seal those threads here as well. So when you screw it in all the way, you feel the O-ring grab and then start to make that seal. So you have this sleeve here that it comes with, and the CR123A batteries it also comes with. If you want to run the 18650, you got to purchase those yourself. So positive side up, you put them in like that. It's a precision fit. As you can see, there's no gaps on the side, so it's pretty precise. Okay, so when you first turn it on, you could turn it on and use it as a regular flashlight from here. So you push and hold it. And the output, this is the first mode, and as you can see, it's 1 lumen. I'll put the spec sheet up so you can remember. You hold it and press it down, and it would go to the next one. So as you can see, we went to the next light output. Let me turn off the main light so you can kind of see it. Okay, so this is 1 lumen. That's the next mode. And then you press and hold it again, the next mode. And then back to moon, 1 lumen, or a low output. Okay, so from there you are so when you click it, you push and hold. So push and hold, and it'll give you the light output. you push and hold again, and it'll just cycle through the different outputs. If you want to turn it off, you just click it once and it'll turn it off. Now for the more of a tactical mode, you grip it in your hand like this, and if you push it, that's momentary on. So as you can see, you can push it down, momentary on, and it doesn't have a clicking noise, so it's really silent, which I like, because you don't have that cheap sound of click 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 every time you depress it. So you can mount this on, say, a weapon, and you could use the momentary function. So you could push it, and then if you want it to stay on, you fully depress it and let go. So you push it down all the way and let go real fast, and it'll stay on. And this is your full turbo mode for the 186 or for the CR123 batteries. And if you push and hold it, that's when it goes into flash mode, or your flight. So if you fully depress it and hold it, it'll go into your strobe mode, and this is good for detouring people who are trying to rob you or have an altercation with you. You could use it as a self-defense weapon by pushing it down and using these bezels, the bezels here, the serration in, as a defense tool. So push and hold, and then it strobes. And this strobe will make you go crazy because you cannot see. So it's a good tool, and in a defense situation, you're going to be kind of scared, clammy, so your natural instinct will be just to push and hold in general. You're not going to try to sit there and flash through modes that other flashlights have. So it's pretty cool that it's just, you could push it and it's already there, because you're going to grip it. You know, you're going to have this hammer fist grip, and natural instinct when you hit or smash something is to push down on that tail cap anyway. And that's only a momentary thing too, so that's pretty cool. So to get your full potential out of that flashlight, you're going to need a battery that looks like this. So it only takes one of these. This happens to be EBL 18650, and it's basically two CR123A batteries aligned, but the ampere hours or milliamp hours are a lot greater, so you got more runtime on these, and they're rechargeable. So if you get the 18650s like this, you want to get this CR123 R batteries, and those are the rechargeable ones. But just remember, when you get rechargeable, the life is cut as far as how long your runtime is. So keep that in mind. I put one CR123A battery in, so I could show you the output. So of course you get the 1 lumen, an X mode, an X mode, an X mode, and back to 1 lumen. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So for some reason the CR123A battery doesn't give you 4 modes, it only gives you 3, whereas this one just gave me 4 modes. Somehow it's able to pick it up differently in the software maybe. And then of course you have your momentary and turbo mode. So this is your momentary light, and then you fully depressed, you got your strobe fully depressed and lit off, and you got your turbo mode. This is your max output. So the hotspot is pretty good size, and then you have this washout around it, which allows you to pinpoint like a target that you want to pinpoint, but also it illuminates everything around you, which is good because you have to move your flashlight less. And by far, out of the cheaper lights, like the $20 lights that I've purchased, this one has a better lumen output. It's more true to what they spec out, whereas the cheap Chinese ones, they may say 1,000 lumens, but really they're probably like 500 lumens. Even though 500 lumens is pretty good, you get what you pay for with Olight. So one thing I noticed is the bezel does get a little warm, just by showing you the demonstration. It's a little bit warm, but it doesn't burn or anything. Just keep that in mind. All in all, this is an awesome light, and if you pay attention to like their flash sales and stuff that people post online, you could get deals like this. These are like about 79 bucks. They have a programmable one. I believe it's, instead of the M2T, I believe it's the M2R, and it has a programmable tail cap switch. But this one was actually 30% off. So instead of spending 80 bucks, you get 30% off. I'm going to be doing more Olight reviews. I have a few other flashlights that I want to review from them, and they're just as good, if not they're better, in the sense of what they're used for, because certain ones do have a rechargeable function that's magnetic. So for instance, this tail cap, instead of being just a regular tail cap, certain ones will have a magnetic charger that you could just put on the rear, and it'll start charging your battery, so you don't ever have to take it out or carry a battery charger with you. You do have this little grip here and some grip here on this tail cap. This is perfect to take off and put on the tail cap relatively tight, and this is decent texture here. You do have this nice layout, so you got this nice blue, and then you have all these knocked off edges around here, so it gives you a little bit more grip in the way you hold it, so it doesn't rotate easily in your hand. It's not too aggressive where it's gonna start wearing on your skin, but it's nice enough, or even fabric, but it's nice enough to give you that nice grip and feel, so it doesn't slip out of your hand if you got to use it in a combat situation or just daily use, maneuvering it between your hand for different positions that you're going to use it in. So that's going to conclude this video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up button. I'd definitely appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this and other content I'll be posting, especially the Olight reviews in the near future, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, see you in the next one.